Throughout my entire life, I had always thought that Brazil was the worst place on earth. Just think about it. All the slums, the poverty, the tedious weather, all the diseases running rampant in the streets, and the delusional locals. These things are certainly not the makings of a great country, so you can see why I had always assumed that Brazil was the worst place on earth. But then one day it came to my attention that I had never met an Australian that I did not have extreme disdain for. This is when I decided to research Australia. I researched Australia's history, its people, its culture, the ways of life in the country, and everything else you could possibly want to know about a place. Well, it did not take long until I was struck with the realization that I had been falsely labelling Brazil as the worst country in the world. Brazil remains a close second in the discussion of which country is the worst country, followed by the likes of Ireland, South Africa, North Korea, and Jordan. But once you look at the facts, I'm sure that there will be no doubt in your mind that Australia is easily the worst country on earth. Let's just start off by stating the most obvious fact. Australians have easily the second most irritating accents on earth, beaten only by South Africans. Every time I hear a pathetic Australian say, "mate," I just want to punch them in their good-for-nothing liver. Since it's common knowledge that all Australians are alcoholics, a punch to an Australian's liver would most likely be fatal. Now, before we go any further, let us just be reminded that Australia is a country built on convicts. It is literally a country built on the criminals that no one else wanted. A country built on convicts is never going to be a great country, so it shouldn't really come as a shock that Australia is such a horrible place all these years later. Australians are pathetic. So pathetic that they actually once lost a war to a bunch of birds. The Emu War saw Australia going up against 20,000 emus on Australia's home turf. The Emu army suffered a loss of only 2,500 emus in their battle against Australia and its gun-wielding barbarians. In the end, the emus emerged victorious against the primal-natured Aussies. How these people survive on an island filled with some of the most dangerous creatures ever known to man is beyond me. The same people who lost the war against a bunch of dumb birds are the same people who managed to live in harmony with nature on an island filled with countless venomous snakes, insects, and spiders. And speaking of the spiders, have you seen the size of the spiders in Australia? Their common house spiders are the size of our average pet rabbits. Perhaps Australians are just so stupid that they mistake spiders for dogs, and that's why they aren't frightened of them. I mean, most people in the Western world are not afraid of dogs. There are more dogs than babies in some streets near me, so it would make perfect sense for that to be the case in Australia. Either way, these horrid creatures just give us one more reason to avoid all contact with Australia at all costs, and to encourage our loved ones to do the same. Speaking of how dangerous Australia is, did you know that Australia has 3 times more rape victims than the United States does? They are also all too cheap to buy anything, which is why 40% more software is pirated in Australia than in the United States. The image on screen now is an IQ map of the world. This image depicts the average IQ in each country around the world. As you can see, Australia has the lowest average IQ out of every single country on the planet. This would explain how they managed to lose a war to a bunch of birds. It would also explain why Ken Ham is regarded as one of the most intelligent Australians, and it would explain why Australians are also arrogant, bigoted, and racist. And now here we have 4chan creator Moot expressing his disdain for Australians. As you can see, it appears that Australians are incapable of going anywhere or touching anything without destroying it. Perhaps this comes down to their terrible education systems. It's okay, Australia, I'll give you a free pass on this one. I don't blame you. I blame the Australian school systems. There are better ways of getting electrolytes than drinking piss. Speaking of how dumb Australians are, I've always been bewildered by how they're all such cowards. Usually dumb people are very brave. I'll give you an example of this now. Here is a video of an Australian eating a cactus. As you see in this video, he bitches, he moans non-stop, and then he vomits it all back up. Now I'd like to bring your attention to this video of an American eating not one, but 2 cactuses, without vomiting either of them back up.
Man, I'm so close. I'm the LA Beast. That was the Cactus Munch. Have a good day.
If that isn't proof of how Australians are all pussies, then I don't know what is. Can you even name a single good thing to ever come out of Australia? Please, I would love to hear it. If anyone can think of anything, then please tweet me your examples at ragreynolds on Twitter, or leave a comment or whatever else. You're welcome, society. I'm ragreynolds. Goodbye.